Hi, this is All with Four Leaf Labs, and this is the second part of our setup video for Orderspoon Online Orders for Clover point of sale systems. This time around, we will need to use your Clover machines, so be near at any Clover station, mini, flex, or device that you have available with your printer so we can start setting this up. We will start with a little introductory part, talking about some of the Clover basics. If you're already familiar with Clover and you had it set it up in the past and you feel comfortable enough, you can skip this part entirely. I would like to disclaim that we're not Clover support, so if you see any other application that we're not giving support on, please refer to Clover so they can help you out. Now, let's get started by looking at the top right corner of my screen where you will see a little window that is a screen capture of my current devices or my testing devices. This started with my Clover Station, that is the biggest model of all the Clover devices that we have. And it also comes as this form factor as a handheld. This is a Clover Flex and the Clover Mini that is just a smaller sized screen. Both of them come with a built-in printer, and also the Clover Station comes attached with a station printer or a white printer that is the one that you can see in the center, and the kitchen printer that is on the right that it's called an order printer, well, kitchen printer 2. It comes in two models, TSP 100, that is the wired version, and the wireless version that's called SP700, and these are the only compatible printers around in the market. That's why we always have a lot of scarcity in printers. But well, let's start knowing our system by clarifying that what you see on my screen right now, or at least on the background, is the same layout of what you will have on your Clover Station. So we'll start setting up things on your Clover Station first with the printers already attached to their internet connection and to, of course, the proper Clover Station. And we will do a mirroring. So that's what you see in the background. If I move around my background application, it will also move around the screen on Clover Station. So you know it is the same thing and the layout do not change. And you will see the exact same apps I will use to do my step-by-step. So let's get started setting up our Clover Station properly. So I will just shut off the Clover camera and I will start showing you what are we going to do or what we need to make sure it's set up already. So there are three things to be specific, or at least there's one core application that we need to set up first, and that is the printers app, because you should have your printers already set up. If not, we will teach you how to set it up. There is the inventory section in which we need to make sure that we have labels if we want to print using labels, and the setup app that is also complementary so we know what the dynamic for printing is for my in-store operations. And I do this remark because in-store operations are not the same as the online ordering operations, and I will show you why. But so let's get started with the printers. If you don't have any printer set up, this will be blank, but right now I have my printers already set up. So I will just remove them and start from scratch. So there are two categories here, receipt printers and order printers. My receipt printers will be my payment receipts. So these will be the ones I will give to my customers to know what they pay for. And the order printers will go, that's what we call kitchen printers, will go to the kitchen to print just the items that I need people to know they need to prepare, right? So it's a bit descriptive, but I know that could not be as easy at the end. But we have receipt or payment printers and order receipt printers. So let's start adding a receipt printer that most of the time it is the station printer that you see in the middle, and this is because it is attached to my Clover Station. It won't be really wise to have my station in the kitchen. it will get greasy and all. So I will add the receipt printer as my station printer. And I will add a order printer that would be my kitchen printer or the black printer that I mentioned before. And that's it. I already have my printers. Now, there are some options for you to pay attention to. If you want a certain label to print, labels is something that you will call your stations in the kitchen. If you have a cold station, a hot station, a food station, a bar station, a bakery station. So there could be many devices and printers everywhere scattered around your local. And maybe you want certain items to print where they should. Like in the bar, you will only want to have drinks. So you will have this label to only print the drinks. So this is very useful. And I will find it if I click on any of my printers. Just down below, you will see the check marks, check boxes for you to filter which orders will be printed on those printers. In this case, I have selected the hot station. I will leave it like that for now. And the station has every single label because I want everything to print there. At least if I am using a label dynamic, I will need to check every single checkbox here to print the whole order in combination with my order printer here. So let's go back to my home. And now let's go to the second application now that we're ready with the printers, and that is the inventory. And this is because we will want to set up labels from here. So we have items, categories, and modifiers, but the labels have their own category, and you can create as many as you want. In this case, I will create a new label called cold. I just click on the plus button, the green plus button here. And I would like to add some items to it because if I don't have items in my cold station or my cold label, I won't be able to print anything at all. So I would like to select something that is cold. So maybe a salad. Let's go to check if there's some salad here. There are a lot of items. So I will just need to filter out builder and salad, chicken salad. Though I need to prepare it. Lentil, Greek salad. So let's just add these ones for now. Okay, let's just add some more. And that's it. So whenever I have a printed order and I have a filter for the cold station, it will just print the salads that I added here. So let's go back for now. This will work. This will be useful later. Let's go back home. And now let's go to the setup section. Here in the setup section, we will be able to determine what kind of dynamic we want for printing. If we want to print when we pay the order, or when we save the order, or when a customer puts their order, if I'm using some kind of kiosk option like the Station Duo that has a mini for the customers facing ordering system, and any other dynamic that I would like to. I will need to look at two options here, that is order receipts and payment receipts. So order receipts would be for my order printers. So the food that will get to the kitchen printers will be the one that will show up here. I can set the dynamics here, which receipt printer I will like to use. In this case, I have an order printer, so it will automatically send it to that printer. But make note that I could also add another order printer, and that could be my station printer. So I have two station printers now, and when I make my order, I will need to decide which printer this will go. So I will need to be careful on what kind of setup I want, so I don't make things mixed up for no reason and confuse people or have double printing, etc. Now let's go to order receipt printing timing. It will give you options when printing customer receipt, print when hitting pay, fire when hitting pay. Fire means to use the labels, and print in this case means to print the whole thing. It doesn't matter what kind of items they have. Or manually in the register, they will let you choose which printer or if you want to print it or not. So there are different options here that you should be familiar with from the very beginning right now. if you had Clover Station for some time. But if you're not, you can experiment on any of these dynamics because they are not going to affect our online ordering process. So normally I will just leave it on fire when hitting if I am using labels, or print when hitting pay for now. I will just leave it as is because this will be the simpler option. So every time I'm making an order and submitting a payment, it's gonna print automatically with all the items that they have. And other things to take note on are just the appearance options. You can set up this font size, the space between items. 8 lines, for example, is the lines between every single item here. Order note means that you will have the information if they want something extra, if they're allergic to something, or if you want to add something else on your order. In our case, order note, it's something that we require that you have turned on at all times, because every time an order comes, all information from that customer, name, phone, car for curbside pickup, address, etc., it's all within the order note. So we need you to have this turned on at all times. And everything else could be skipped as you want, because this is something that only you will be able to check on your printed receipts, and you will see how it's going to be modified if you change line items, group line items. For example, it's grouping 1 chicken sandwich and 2 large beverages instead of having every single item uh, reading separately. Condense modifiers. So if you have 2 of the same, or if you have a very long list of modifiers, it is going horizontal. So you have more space in your ticket and there's not a lot of waste. So there are a lot of things that you can play with here. The only thing that I will ask is that we have the order note turned on at all times. And there is the payment receipts that are exactly or almost the same options for payment. It's just different information being displayed. Now let's go back, and we're already setting up the basics that we need in our Clover station to have before installing Orderspoon. It doesn't matter if you install Orderspoon right now, but it's just like to take into account that this is first, and then we will start setting up our Orderspoon application. Granted that you subscribe to one of our plans and set up the online store in our website version, you just need to look for the application in your Clover devices. This happened automatically, and every single Clover device should have the same app, so they can be in sync whenever you decide to print in a certain way or the other, and also to show the same information whenever you receive a online order. So now that we have the basics, we can go and find our application here. That is this little blue colored spoon with a speed effect. We will just open it, and we will be prompted to a quick wizard like the one that we have in our merchant dashboard. So we will just go through, first selecting the language, remembering that we have bilingual agents for support, and we also have a bilingual merchant dashboard now. So you can select English or Spanish, whatever you want. And let's just try to skip this as fast as possible. We already know what it is the contact information that is really important for us to have, because that way we can reach you whenever you have, or you're missing any step in the process, or you're having any mistakes or errors. You can call us, or we can call you back. And this is a URL. This is the pickup schedule and in-house delivery. This is the only difference. In-house delivery is already available in the quick wizard for you to set it up already. And let's just go ahead to notifications, phone notifications, email notifications, and finish it. You will be then taken to the order screen where you can see all the orders that you received through the day, and you can actually set up a time or specific order type that you want to see, or if you want ASAP orders, future orders, or depending on the status. There is a very basic filtering system here. Your order notifications are disabled. You will like to turn this on at all times, so you will receive these notifications every time an order comes through. So you can have a sound notification, you can have a full screen notification popping out every time you receive an order. So you can customize it the way you want. Um, the filters for time range, order types, pickup, delivery, dining, DoorDash. If by time, if they are scheduled orders or ASAP orders, and depending on the status, you can reject or accept any order that you want that you have here. If I click on one, I can select if I want to cancel it or if I want to reject them. For example, let's just take this one that is ready. It's already paid. It gives you the information of that customer and it gives you what they ordered to. So this is really nice to have as a first-hand information. Let's see other pending orders. This one was paid already, but I haven't accepted the order. So I can reject or accept the order as I want. If I want to reject the order, just will void the payment and refund my customer. So we'll have to wait a bit and it will cancel the order right away. Let's wait a bit. Okay, it's already rejected now. So yeah, you have this list to work with for any other order that you want to see in the past or for the future. This is 2022 and these are 2023. So you can manage it the way you want. In this case, it was updated right now. So that's why it shows a 2022 order. Now let's move into the top left corner where our 3-bar or hamburger menu is, including the order section that we already visited. Let's go to the settings section. You'll see it resembles a bit of the merchant dashboard that we used to work with. So it's almost the same settings. There is some slight differences just because the Clover station will be really loaded and overwhelmed with a lot of info if we leave it like that. So we had to filter out just the most essentials. Starting with the settings are specifically for printing here. Every station will have their own printing buttons, and certain buttons can be synced with other machines so you know exactly what's going on or what kind of dynamic you're using. So starting with enable order alerts, this is required for you to receive the orders. Accept orders is a synced button that will close your store if you cannot reach any computer or browser. You can just use that button to close your store entirely. I will just click here and accept orders. And if I just load this, it will not accept orders anymore. It is really quick. It is just shutting down your store whenever you need it. For the day, maybe if you have a very busy day, you can just turn this off and that's it. You can turn it on again whenever you want. Full screen notification will pop out a screen notification whenever an order comes. I will leave this turned on for you to see it after we finish our walkthrough here. Ringtone. This is something that you can hear only on the station right now, but I'm not so near that you can hear it, but it's working. You can select the language again. Oh, there it is. It's sounding. You just need to click here on the little ear icon and it will start the sound. Print using Fire automatically. This will be for the label printing that I mentioned in the first part of the introductory or what we needed to set up first. The print using Fire. Fire is the term for label printing. It will kind of send a request to all the printers that have a label and print them. So if you have two kitchens, one is for cold food, another is for hot food, and there's another station that is for fried food, and you want the order to go through only the fried and hot food. If you have the labels turned on, this print using Fire will send a request there and print the items that you need on those stations. So it's something that you really need to be mindful because it could get very complicated, but it is very practical for many reasons and people love it, honestly. And this is not affecting your in-store dynamics. Just again, I like to emphasize that because you can have your normal in-store operations and your online ordering operations separately. I can turn this on right now, but I won't, just because I want the first test to be as simple as possible. So we will start with print order receipt automatically. Print order receipt automatically will print out whatever you have on your order. So I already have a printer for my orders, that is the black kitchen printer that we set up before. So let's turn this on. And to select my printer, I will click on select my email. This is not my email though. And I will select the star TSP 100, that is the black / kitchen printer. Now I have the print payment receipt automatically, and for that I would like to use my receipt printer. Only detail here is that for my receipts printers for online order to work, I will need to set up my printer as an order printer. So I will go to printers and I will add a new order printer, and I will add my station printer here. And if I go back to my application, Orderspoon Online Orders, I will turn this on and I will select my printer, in this case, my station printer that now is here. And the last option, auto print unpaid order only, is in case you have problems with unpaid orders. That could happen depending on your Clover station, honestly. But this is for solving an issue that is very specific. So let's just keep it off for now. And yeah, we have our standard printing setup. So we're ready to go and start testing our printer setup here with our online order. So let's set up an online order right now. And I will turn on the camera. So you will see what we have set up already. Should print in my receipts. So I will take anything, really. Oh, I forgot that I'm not accepting orders. So for that, I will need to go and turn this on. It was turned on though. I think I didn't refresh. Yeah, I didn't refresh. So let's go and order something. Let's order some fries. That will be enough. Let's go to the checkout. Checkout as guest. Let's just put some test. So. And I'm done. I will just use pay later because I will pay with cash. And I will select a to print Monday, Tuesday. Whoops. And I have to have my complete information here. Just let's make sure that my printed orders will get immediately for future print the future orders turn on. So I will set this up. And my order is ready now. Let's just wait a bit. There's a little bit of delay that was set up on purpose because we want all the orders to print perfectly and on cue, and not if we select to print it immediately, it could cause problems with the queue. That's a Clover limitation, but it will print anyways. So there it is, my printing receipt on my white station printer and my order receipt on the black kitchen printer. So that's the way it should go for any single order I receive. I can decide to turn off any other option if I see it's a waste of time. And I will see here my full screen notification. Sorry, I've just turned this off. Full screen notification showing up on my screen. That is the one I have on my station. You have a new online order. You can close it, fire it again, print order, print the payment, print the label, or open the order. In this case, I will just close this and it should go away. So every time I receive an order, that's what's going to happen. Most of the time, people do not like full screen notification, so you can turn this off because you will still receive the printed receipt anyways. Now, printing labels is as easy as turning on print using fire automatically here at the top. Granted that we have the groundwork for our labels, inventory, and the apps that we check in introductory steps. So let's check back just as a good practice to make sure that every time we change something, we know what's going to happen or how it's going to behave. So print using Fire automatically is a different printing request. This will send a request to all the printers that use labels or have the check marks that we have on the printers app, and print order receipt automatically and print payment receipt automatically will send another printing request. So if you want to avoid, or if you're having issues with double printing, maybe it is because you combined all of these options here. So let's turn off the ones that we're not going to use and use just the label system or the filtered items receipt. So let's check the groundwork by going to the home screen, and we will visit the three apps that we used before. In this case, it will be only the two apps for inventory and printers because the setup is just for your in-store dynamics, just as a reminder, but it works exactly the same or behaves exactly the same. So you will have to check the setup if you are having problems with your in-store printing dynamics. Now let's start with inventory. Let's make sure that we have the labels that we want and that they have items within. So I will use the cold and hot station to have a very huge order, and I will separate using labels on my station printer, the white one. I will use cold because they don't require preparation, it's just salads. And for the hot label, I will use my kitchen or the black printer that is already in that location, as a manner of speaking. So I already have some items here and some items here. I will just need to remember some of them. Then let's go back and let's check on the printers that I have selected, the printers that I want them to print. So I will use the order printer stations. In this case, I have station and start TSP 100. Let's go to station, and I will select here the cold station. Make sure that you're saving every time you change something here because it's not gonna work if you don't click on save. This is a bit redundant, but it's the way it works. And start TSP 100. We'll use the hot label. It's already there. Perfect. Now I will just go to my inventory just to make sure that I'm selecting the correct items. And I will go to my online ordering store. So you won't see here my platform. Let's go to Orderspoon. I will show you that camera later. And I will go to my menu and select some stuff. Let's go and find cold items and hot items. So I'll go for salads. This one is in it. Let's add another salad. This one here is a chicken salad. It's not here. No, it is here. Build your own salad. Greek salad. And let's add some hot items. Oops, I forgot about the hot items. So let me go back. My cart's still intact. Let's go for al pastor, taco al pastor, al pastor taco. And let's go for a gordita. Which one? Gordita plate. Perfect. Now we got our order, and what should happen is, just give me one moment here, just for the order receipts. I just need to condense some of them just to not have a lot. Okay. And what should happen here is that when I deliver this order, uh, Clover should show only cold items in my station printer and only hot items in my kitchen printer. So for that, I will go and start showing you the platform, the camera, and I will show you the receipts. So give me one moment. Let's check it out. And let's show my platform here so you see if I'm receiving the notification. Check out as guest. So, manages. Made up number. Made up email. Pay later. And I will select a day tomorrow. 6 p.m. It's currently turned on my future orders. So just to let you know that my future order is going to print immediately because I have that option in my merchant dashboard. I can turn this off so my orders will just print with a necessary amount of time to anticipate and for you to prepare it on time. So just a clarification here. I'm gonna place it right now. 3, 2, 1. It's done. And now it will take some time for it to print. This delay is completely normal and it's made to avoid any issues that we had reported within Clover. So this is gonna just keep on printing. It doesn't matter, the delay you won't even notice. So let's wait for the orders to print. We arrived. And seems like it's completed. Now just wait for me a moment. I will bring out the orders and see how they're printed. I have the results of our testing and it was a complete success. So we can start checking out our split order between the cold and hot items, starting with the printing station that we have attached to our Clover station that we assigned to be the cold label. It's only printing cold items, in this case, Vanessa's chicken salad and Greek salad. Come on, focus. There it is. And this is the order number, just for you to kind of mark it up. And there is the kitchen printer receipt that it was assigned as the hot label, only printing hot items. And this was the result, only printing the hot items, and it is the same order. So this was a complete success, and this will be really useful for your kitchen staff if they have multiple stations or if you need a more complex printing situation. You can combine all of these depending on how you will like that to behave. As long as you have the groundwork checked out, you should behave 100%. Now let's go to checking the rest of the settings that we have. So basically, this resembles the same settings that you have in your Orderspoon dashboard. Just let me move my camera. And it will start with the ordering settings. Settings are for the printing settings, and ordering settings is for your ordering dynamic online, starting with guest orders, group orders, future orders, and cash payments. In summary, the future orders, what I used, this was turned on at the moment I placed my order, so I can have it printed immediately instead of waiting for the days to come, and having it turned off, it will print with just enough time for you to prepare them so you don't stick with a receipt during the week and maybe you could miss it anyway. So if you don't want to incur into that risk, you can just turn this off so the tickets will just be on time for printing. Now let's go to the notification settings. And this is exactly the same as we have it on our dashboard. It is phone for SMS notifications and email for email notifications. Now let's go to pickup or order type section. It starts with pickup and delivery. Pickup is just your working schedule. You can set up here your preparation times. There is a delivery that it is almost the same. Only setup that you could have for delivery is the radius, because it's just numbers that you can add to a field like here, like we have it here. So this will be the easier setup right now. There's no zone editing, as it is not permitted here in Clover. There are some restrictions on why certain functionality is not allowed. Next, we have the inventory. Drag and drop is not available, but you can turn off or turn on certain categories and show them on if you want to have unavailable categories or always show their images. Let's move into items. It is almost the same thing. You can just choose a category you want to move to and just select which ones will turn on, turn off. Add a quantity or an alternative name if you want to have a different name. Maybe it is coded in your kitchen or in your register or your inventory in-house, and maybe it will be more appealing to have a different name for your customers. That's totally on you if you want to have and to write every alternative name, or if you want to let that to us. There is no images nor other features available here. So if you want to modify descriptions or images, you will need to reach us and we will do that for you. The next will be the others notifications. These notifications are for platform to appear here. If we have any change on our platform, if we have any new feature or a new request for you, a new form or a new campaign, etc., it will show up here for you to check it out. If you are not on a computer and you need to check out new things, you can definitely go to the notifications and see what is new for you. And the QR code, if you're using contactless dining, you can use this QR code creator here, so you can print this out immediately as you have it on your order receipts, and you will have all the tables and you can paste them somewhere, or you can just give it to the next person that you want to order from. Remember that each QR code will take you to a different website or a unique website that will be for you to place orders as much as you want and just pay one single swipe for all the service that you had during the time that you spent there. So this is a very, very nice way to reopen dining spaces. If you have one before COVID, or if you never had because you had to pay for service like servers or waitresses, etc., you can just use this to substitute for that. So that will be all in regards to our Orderspoon application here. If you have any question, please reach us back to 650-681-0400 from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, I think it's Mountain Standard Time due to daylight savings that we have here. And also, we are available on weekends from Saturday to Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And thanks a lot for watching and your patience here. We really want you to have everything you need to understand how this works, and also a bit of Clover's, so you are a little more confident on what you know. Whenever you had an issue, you can call us back and we will have a better way to communicate if we already know the terms and everything that we actually have. So thanks a lot for watching us again, and have a wonderful day. See you in the next videos.